Have you ever felt that life is full of problems? Maybe you worry about money, your job, your health, or your relationships. You try hard every day, but things still feel heavy. You wake up tired and go to sleep with the same worries in your mind. You keep asking yourself, why is everything so hard? Or, when will things finally get better? If you feel this way, you are not alone. Many people around the world feel lost, anxious, and tired of trying. They want peace, but they don't know where to begin. Some people react with anger or fear. Some try to hide their feelings and pretend everything is fine. Others wait for a miracle that never comes. The more they avoid the problem, the bigger it becomes. The truth is that problems are part of life. Everyone faces them, no matter who they are. You can't choose what happens to you, but you can choose how to respond. That choice changes everything. When you stay calm and think clearly, you can find the way out. When you take one small action, you start moving forward again. Let's take a simple example. Imagine you are stressed after a long day. Your mind feels full and noisy. In that moment, stop for a second. Take a deep breath and feel the air move slowly in and out. You will notice that your body relaxes and your thoughts start to slow down. Then, take a piece of paper and write down what is worrying you. Writing helps you see your problem clearly. Once you can see it, you can begin to solve it. It may sound simple, but these small steps can change the way you live. You don't need to solve everything today. You don't need to be strong all the time. You just need to begin. Every big change starts from one small and honest action. Welcome to Fluent English with Radio. In this video, you will learn how to understand your problems, how to stay calm, and how to find real solutions. You will see that the power to change your life is already inside you. By taking small, simple steps, you can turn your problems into lessons and challenges into opportunities. So take a moment, breathe, and open your heart to new possibilities. You are stronger than you think. You have the ability to create peace, confidence, and happiness in your life. Step 1. Accept the problem to start solving it. When something bad happens, most of us react without thinking. Maybe we get angry, scared, or sad. Maybe we ask, why me? Or, what did I do wrong? These are normal reactions. You are human, and it is okay to feel this way. But if we stay in those feelings for too long, we lose control. The problem starts to control us, instead of us controlling the problem. Think about the last time you faced something difficult. It could be losing a job, failing an exam, or having an argument with someone you care about. What was your first reaction? Most people try to push the problem away. They pretend it does not exist or blame someone else for it. But ignoring a problem does not make it disappear. It grows quietly inside your mind, like a small fire that becomes bigger when you refuse to put it out. Why do we react this way? Because our brains want to protect us from pain. Avoiding the problem feels easier than facing it, but in truth, it only makes us feel weaker. Every time we avoid reality, we lose a bit of our strength and confidence. The first real step to solving anything is acceptance. Acceptance doesn't mean you agree with the problem. It means you see it clearly and stop fighting against reality. You say to yourself, yes, this is happening, and I will deal with it. That simple sentence can change how you feel. When you accept what is real, you stop wasting energy on denial and begin using that energy to think clearly. That is the power of acceptance. It gives you your power back. It turns chaos into clarity. When you say the truth out loud, it may hurt a little at first, but it also gives you freedom. You no longer live in denial. You start to live with awareness. You can try this simple exercise right now. Take a notebook and write 3 sentences. What is the problem I am facing? How do I really feel about it? What can I do next? Don't judge your answers. Just write what is real. Sometimes admitting the truth is already a big step forward. When you accept your situation, your mind stops running in circles. You begin to see new options that were invisible before. Acceptance creates mental space for solutions. Instead of reacting emotionally, you start responding wisely. Many people think accepting a problem means giving up, but it is the opposite. Acceptance is the start of change. When you face your truth, you stop fighting against yourself. You begin to work with yourself. You can only move forward when both your mind and your heart agree to see things as they are. Let's say you have a big debt. It scares you every time you think about it. You avoid checking your bank account because it feels painful. One day, you decide to face it. You open your account, write down the exact number, and take a deep breath. It feels heavy, but now you know what you are dealing with. You can make a plan, ask for advice, or take a part-time job. The moment you accept the reality, your mind becomes lighter because it finally knows the truth. When you start to accept problems as part of your journey, you stop seeing them as punishments. You begin to see them as lessons that life gives you to grow stronger and wiser. Every person you admire today has learned this skill. They were not born calm or brave. They simply learned to accept life as it is and to take responsibility for their reaction. Remember this, acceptance isn't weakness. It's a quiet kind of courage. It takes strength to say, yes, this is real. But once you do, you begin to heal. You can't change the past, but you can always choose your next step. And that is how you begin to solve any problem in life. Not by running away, not by pretending it is not there, but by accepting it completely and choosing to move forward. Step 2. Stay calm and build inner peace. Staying calm is the first step to seeing things clearly. Calmness helps your mind slow down so you can think instead of react. When you are calm, you can separate what is real from what your fear tells you. It's like clearing the fog from your window so you can finally see the road ahead. To stay calm, begin with your breath. Breathing is a simple but powerful tool that connects your body and your mind. When you breathe slowly, you send a signal to your brain that says, I am safe. This message helps your heart slow down and your thoughts become clear again. You can try this right now. Sit quietly, close your eyes, and take a deep breath in through your nose. Feel the air move through your chest and into your stomach. Then breathe out slowly through your mouth. Repeat this 5 times. While you breathe, focus only on the air moving in and out. You will notice that your shoulders relax and your body feels lighter. Another way to stay calm is to pause before you speak or act. When someone says something that upsets you, count to 5 in your mind before answering. This small pause gives you time to choose your words wisely. Calmness isn't silence or weakness. It is the strength to stay in control of yourself even when things are hard. Once you learn to stay calm in difficult moments, the next step is to keep that calm energy inside you. This is what we call inner peace. Inner peace is a quiet strength that stays with you even when life around you is loud or stressful. It isn't about escaping from problems, but about staying balanced while facing them. Inner peace grows when you create space for silence and reflection. Every day, give yourself a few minutes to be still. You can sit on your bed, take a walk in nature, or listen to soft music. During this time, try to let your thoughts flow naturally. Don't fight them or judge them. Just notice them and let them pass like clouds moving across the sky. That is the difference between a calm moment and inner peace. Staying calm helps you stop the fire. Building inner peace helps you make sure it doesn't start again. Calmness happens in a moment, but peace grows from daily practice. To build inner peace, you can also try writing your thoughts in a small journal. Write about what you are grateful for, what made you smile, or what you learned today. Gratitude reminds your heart that even in hard times, good things still exist. Over time, your mind learns to see hope before fear, and calmness becomes your natural state. When you live with peace inside, outside problems lose their power over you. You still face challenges, but you don't feel destroyed by them. You can listen better, speak kinder, and think clearer. People around you will feel your peaceful energy and trust you more. So next time your emotions rise, stop for a moment. Breathe. Remind yourself that you are safe, capable, and strong enough to face what comes. That is how you stay calm, build inner peace, and take the next step towards solving any problem in your life. Step 3. Break the problem into small steps. When a problem feels too big, we often feel scared or tired before we even start. You might think, "This is too hard," or "I don't know where to begin." The more you think, the heavier it feels. Your mind freezes because it tries to solve everything at once. It feels like standing in front of a huge mountain with no path to climb. But the truth is, you don't need to solve the whole problem in one day. You only need to take one small step forward. Every big goal or challenge in life becomes easier when you break it into smaller parts. Small steps make big things possible. When you divide your problem into small pieces, your brain feels more relaxed. It can see what to do first, and fear becomes smaller. You start to move again, instead of feeling stuck. Each little action gives you confidence and energy to take the next one. Here is a simple way to do it. Take a notebook and write your problem at the top of the page. Then ask yourself, what are 3 small actions I can take today to make this better? Do not think about the whole picture. Focus only on what you can do right now. The smaller the step, the easier it feels to begin. For example, imagine you are looking for a new job. Thinking about the whole process might feel too big. Instead, break it into small tasks. Step 1. Update your resume. Step 2. Search for 2 job openings online. Step 3. Send 1 application today. After you finish, check the box and say, "I did it." It may sound simple, but this small sense of progress makes your mind stronger and calmer. Another example is learning English. Many people say, "I want to speak fluently," but then they stop because it feels impossible. Instead, start small. Learn 5 new words today. Watch a short English video. Practice 1 short dialogue aloud. These actions look small, but if you repeat them every day, they create real progress. Every small step counts. Even when the results aren't immediate, every effort you make brings you closer to your goal. The brain loves progress. When it sees that you are moving, even just a little, it rewards you with hope and motivation. Remember, consistency is more powerful than speed. A small step repeated daily is better than a big plan never started. Don't wait for perfect conditions or perfect motivation. Begin where you are. So if you feel lost or afraid today, take a deep breath and ask yourself, what is one small thing I can do right now? Then take that step. No matter how small it is already progress. Because every great change begins the same way, with one small brave step forward. Step 4. Change your point of view to see opportunity. Our thoughts shape how we feel and act. When we only see what is wrong, our emotions become heavy. We focus on the pain, not the possibility. The more we think this way, the more we feel stuck. But when we choose to look from another angle, everything starts to change. The situation may stay the same, but your heart begins to see hope again. Changing your point of view means training your mind to find lessons inside the problem. It isn't pretending everything is perfect. It is learning to ask better questions. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" Try asking, "What can I learn from this?" Or, "How can this help me grow?" These simple questions move your focus from fear to strength. Here's something you can try. The next time something does not go your way, stop and write down what happened. Then, beside each event, write one thing you learned or gained. Maybe you learned patience, or you discovered what kind of people you can truly trust. Even painful moments can carry hidden gifts if you are willing to look for them. The way you see your challenges decides how you move through them. If you see them as punishments, they will make you weaker. If you see them as lessons, they will make you stronger. The power is always in your perspective. You can also practice this skill through gratitude. Each evening, think of one difficult thing that happened during your day and ask yourself, what good could come from this? Maybe it taught you something about courage or communication. Gratitude helps your brain connect pain with purpose, and this gives peace to your heart. So the next time you face a hard moment, try to look at it from another side. Instead of asking, why me? Say, maybe this is helping me grow in a way I don't understand yet. The more you practice this, the more peaceful and confident you will become. Changing your point of view is not about escaping reality. It is about expanding your vision. When your eyes learn to find opportunity inside difficulty, your life becomes lighter, your heart becomes stronger, and every challenge becomes a new door to possibility. Step 5. Learn from your problems. Each time you think you have finished one challenge, another one appears. It can feel exhausting, but maybe life isn't trying to punish you. Maybe it is trying to teach you. Many people move through their problems too quickly. They only want them to end. When something painful happens, they rush to forget it or blame someone else. But when you do that, the same type of problem often returns again in another form. Life repeats the same lesson until you truly learn it. The truth is, problems aren't there to break you. They are there to shape you. They make you grow in ways that comfort never can. To learn from a problem, you must first slow down. Don't just ask, why did this happen? Ask, what is this trying to show me? And what can I do differently next time? These questions open the door to wisdom. They turn mistakes into messages and pain into purpose. Take a few minutes after each hard moment to reflect. Sit quietly and think about what the experience taught you about patience, trust, or resilience. You can also write your thoughts in a journal. Writing helps your mind turn emotion into understanding. It transforms chaos into clarity. You might discover that every difficult moment taught you something valuable. A failure might have taught you humility. A broken relationship might have taught you self-respect. A time of loneliness might have taught you independence. These lessons are invisible gifts that stay with you long after the pain is gone. Learning from problems also helps you grow emotional strength. When you understand why something happened and what it gave you, you stop being afraid of new challenges. You begin to trust yourself more. You realize that even when things go wrong, you can still learn, adapt, and rise again. That is how confidence is built, not by never falling, but by standing up with more wisdom each time. If you want to build this habit, make reflection a small part of your routine. At the end of the week, ask yourself 3 simple questions. What challenge did I face this week? What did I learn from it? How will I use this lesson next time? These small reflections keep your mind growing and your spirit calm. They remind you that no experience is wasted if you learn something from it. Remember, pain gives you knowledge that comfort never could. Every problem carries a lesson, and every lesson makes you stronger. The key is to stay open and curious instead of bitter or afraid. So next time life feels heavy, take a deep breath and whisper to yourself, there is something important here for me to learn. When you live with that mindset, every problem becomes a classroom and you become the student of your own growth. Step 6. Take responsibility instead of blaming others. It is easy to say that something isn't your fault. When things go wrong, our first reaction is often to explain, defend, or blame someone else. We say things like, if they had helped me, it would be fine, or, it isn't my mistake. In that moment, we feel a bit lighter because blame takes the weight away from us. But soon, the same problems come back, and we find ourselves stuck in the same place. Blaming others is a habit that many people have without even noticing. It is a natural way the mind protects itself from guilt or failure. But this habit quietly takes away your strength. Every time you blame someone, you give a piece of your power to them. You begin to believe that your happiness or success depends on what others do. When that happens, you lose control over your own life. Taking responsibility is the exact opposite. It isn't about blaming yourself or feeling guilty for everything. It's about looking honestly at what you can do to change the situation. It's the moment when you stop asking who is at fault and start asking, what can I do now? That question moves you from being a victim to being the creator of your life. When you take responsibility, you stop waiting for someone else to fix your problems. You start using your own power to create change. You begin to feel stronger and more in control. The situation may still be difficult, but your mindset is different. You are no longer powerless. You are participating in your own growth. To practice this, start paying attention to your words. Every time you catch yourself saying, "They made me angry," or "They caused this," take a pause. Try to change it to, "I felt angry when that happened, and now I will decide how to respond." This small change in language makes a big difference. It reminds your brain that your emotions and reactions belong to you, not to others. You can also write down situations where you usually blame others. Ask yourself 3 questions. What part of this can I control? What lesson can I take from it? What action can I choose to do next? Writing helps you slow down and see clearly. It turns confusion into understanding and frustration into focus. Taking responsibility may feel uncomfortable at first because it requires honesty, but honesty brings peace. Once you stop wasting time being angry at others, you can use that energy to improve yourself and move forward. You stop being reactive and start being proactive. You stop living by excuses and start living with purpose. As Stephen Covey once said, "I am not a product of my circumstances. I am a product of my decisions." This sentence is simple but powerful. It reminds us that while we can't choose everything that happens, we can always choose our next move. Responsibility gives us back the power to shape our own future. When you take responsibility, your relationships also change. You become calmer and more understanding. You can listen without defending and speak without attacking. People feel safer around you because they can trust that you won't play the blame game. You become a person of integrity, someone who takes ownership instead of finding excuses. Responsibility also brings freedom. When you stop pointing fingers, your mind becomes lighter. You stop replaying stories about who is wrong and who is right. You begin to focus on what can be done right now. Blame keeps you stuck in the past, but responsibility moves you toward the future. Every situation in life has 2 sides. One side is what happens to you. The other is how you choose to respond. You may not control the first side, but you always control the second, and that second part is what truly defines your life. So the next time something goes wrong, try to pause before reacting. Take a breath and ask yourself, what can I do at this moment to make this better? The answer might be small, but it's enough to start change. The moment you take ownership, you take back your power. Taking responsibility doesn't mean being perfect. It means being aware, honest, and brave enough to say, "This is my life, and I choose how to live it." That choice makes you stronger, wiser, and more peaceful. When you live with this mindset, you no longer wait for things to get better. You become the reason they get better, and that is the quiet strength of a person who truly takes responsibility for their own life. Step 7. Take small actions to stop overthinking. Overthinking is something almost everyone experiences. It comes from the desire to control everything or avoid mistakes. You believe that if you think longer, you will find the perfect answer. But the truth is, thinking too much rarely brings clarity. It usually creates more fear and confusion. Your energy is spent on imagining problems instead of solving them. The only way to stop overthinking is to start moving. Action is the medicine for a busy mind. When you take even a small step, your brain shifts from endless thinking to clear direction. It stops asking, "What if?" and starts asking, "What next?" Small actions have a special power. They don't need to be perfect or big. They only need to begin. When you take one small step, it breaks the circle of doubt. Your body moves, your mind follows, and suddenly you feel lighter. You can practice this in your daily life. When you catch yourself thinking too much about a problem, pause and ask, what is one small thing I can do right now? Then do it immediately. If you are worrying about an exam, review one page of notes. If you are anxious about a conversation, write one short message. If you feel lost about your future, take 10 minutes to write your goals. The action doesn't need to fix everything. It only needs to start momentum. Another simple method is the 5-second rule. When you feel stuck in thought, count backward in your mind. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then move. Stand up, send the message, make the call, or open your notebook. Acting within those 5 seconds stops your brain from pulling you back into doubt. Action gives confidence because it shows you evidence of progress. Each time you move, no matter how small, you teach your brain that you are capable. The fear that once felt huge becomes smaller with every step. You don't need to know the whole plan, you just need to do the next right thing. There is a saying, you don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the first step. It reminds us that movement creates clarity. The path becomes visible only after you begin walking. Overthinking often tries to convince you that you must wait until you feel ready, but readiness isn't something that arrives before action. It comes because of action. When you start doing, your mind naturally becomes clearer. If you want to build this habit, try setting a small daily challenge. Each morning, choose one simple action that moves you forward. It can be sending one email, doing a short workout, or reading for 5 minutes. At the end of the day, check it off and tell yourself, I did what I said I would do. This builds trust in yourself and reduces the habit of thinking too much. Because every big journey starts with one small step, and every clear mind starts with one small action taken at the right moment. Step 8. Be patient and stay positive. There are moments when you do everything right, but nothing seems to change. You work hard, wait, and hope, yet the results move slowly. You start to wonder if your effort matters at all. This feeling of waiting without reward can make you tired and frustrated, but real growth often happens quietly, long before you can see it. Impatience is natural. Everyone wants quick results because the world moves fast. We see success stories online and forget that behind every victory, there were months or years of small, invisible steps. Plants don't grow faster just because you watch them. They grow because you water them and let time do its work. The same is true for your goals. Patience isn't weakness. It is strength under control. It is the calm belief that progress is still happening, even when you cannot see it. When you stay patient, you protect your energy and your focus. You allow yourself to grow at your own pace without comparing your journey to others. To practice this, start by reminding yourself that every small step matters. Write down what you have already done, not just what is left to do. This helps you see progress more clearly. If you studied English for 10 minutes today, that is already progress. If you sent one job application, that is a step forward. Celebrate these little wins. They are proof that you are moving in the right direction. You can also repeat a simple sentence to yourself when you feel impatient. Try saying, I am growing, even if I can't see it yet. These words remind your mind to trust the process. Sometimes, the biggest changes happen inside you before they appear outside. Keeping positive energy also means protecting your environment. Spend time with people who lift you up, not those who complain or bring you down. Positive company helps you stay focused and believe in yourself. When you doubt, even one kind word or a small act of gratitude can change how your day feels. At the end of each day, think of 3 good things that happened, no matter how small. Maybe you smiled at someone, finished a task, or learned a new word. This practice trains your brain to look for good things automatically. Over time, you will notice that your mind becomes calmer and your days feel brighter. Stay patient, stay positive, and trust your journey, because the moment you stop rushing and start believing, life begins to move gently in your favor. Step 9. Ask for help and learn from others. Sometimes you carry your problems quietly, believing that you have to face everything alone. You tell yourself, I should be strong enough, or I don't want to bother anyone. You try to solve every challenge by yourself, even when your heart feels tired. Many people do this because they believe asking for help is a sign of weakness. But the truth is, asking for help isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of courage and wisdom. No one grows alone. Every strong person you admire once had a teacher, a friend, or a mentor who supported them. Even great leaders learned from others before they became who they are. Humans are made to connect, to share, and to grow together. When you open your heart to ask for help, you give others the chance to care, to guide, and to remind you that you are not alone in this journey. There are many reasons why people avoid seeking help. Some fear being judged, others worry they will look less capable. But asking for help isn't about weakness, it is about learning. It means you are humble enough to know that other people's experiences can make your path easier and wiser. Learning from others saves time and pain. When you listen to someone who has walked the road before you, you see things more clearly. Their mistakes become your lessons. Their advice becomes your guide. It's like walking with a light in your hand instead of wandering in the dark. Start by identifying one area where you feel stuck. Then think about someone you trust who has experience in that area. It could be a friend, a colleague, or even someone you admire online. Send them a message or ask a small question. You might be surprised how willing people are to share what they know. You can also learn from others without asking directly. Books, podcasts, and videos are full of lessons from people who have lived through what you are facing. When you read or listen with an open mind, you collect new ideas that can help you see your problem from a different perspective. Another way to grow from connection is through conversation. Share your thoughts with someone who listens without judging. Sometimes, just speaking your worries out loud helps you understand them better. When you say things aloud, your thoughts become clearer, and you often find your own answers in the process. Remember, giving and receiving help are both forms of strength. When you help others, you grow in empathy. When you allow others to help you, you grow in trust. Both sides make you more human and more connected. There is a saying that goes, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. This simple truth reminds us that teamwork and learning from others make the journey longer, deeper, and more meaningful. Your new beginning. You have now walked through 9 simple but powerful steps to solve any problem in life. Each step wasn't about changing the world outside, but about changing the world inside you. From learning to stay calm, to taking small actions, to asking for help, every lesson was a reminder that you already have the strength you need. Life will never be without challenges. There will still be days when things feel heavy, confusing, or unfair. But now, you know what to do. Problems will still come, but they will no longer control you. Remember, growth doesn't happen in one big moment. It happens in the small choices you make every single day. Each time you choose calm over anger, understanding over blame, and action over fear, you are becoming stronger. You are building a life that feels lighter, clearer, and more meaningful. And even when progress feels slow, trust that it is happening. Change is quiet at first, like roots growing under the ground. But soon, it will show in your actions, your words, and your energy. You will begin to notice that life responds differently when you do. So, take a deep breath and look at how far you have come. You are no longer the same person who started this journey. You have more awareness, more strength, and more peace inside you. If this video helped you see your problems in a new way or gave you even a little comfort, please take a moment to support the channel. Click like, share this video with someone who might need a little hope today, and subscribe to Fluent English with Radio. Your support helps us reach more learners around the world who want to grow in both English and life. Keep practicing, keep growing, and keep believing that you can change your life, one small step at a time. Because you can. You already have everything you need inside you. Thank you for watching, for listening, and for sharing your time here with us. Stay peaceful, stay positive, and remember, every challenge is just another chance to rise higher. See you in the next video on Fluent English with Radio.